Hello. I am a nondescript redstone druid and with my help, you too can survive WoW's exciting raid, Naxx. First, make sure that you are decently geared. Excessive greens over several members are sure to wipe the group, or even worse, get you kicked out of the group and made fun of in trade chat. Usually groups start with the Arachnid Quarter, since it is the easiest of the four. As you can guess, there are spiders here. Lots of spiders. If you are afraid of spiders you will have to get over it. The first boss is the Locust Swarm dude. It is important to know to stay in the center of the room when Locust Swarm starts or you will be completely silenced from doing anything. It kind of sucks. As always, it is important to listen to your raid leader for directions, how your group is going to do it. The next boss is the Crazy Bitch. She has a lot of ads, but you don't want to go AoE happy and kill them all just yet. This lady will eventually enrage and go apeshit on the tank. For some reason she gets a sick thrill after you kill an ad. The damage she does goes back to normal. Oh. Thanks for killing my buddy. I'll not get you as hard now. Like I said. Crazy bitch. The last boss is a gargantuan spider. You've seen big spiders. You've seen giant spiders. This is a gargantuan spider. It is freaking huge. It likes to web wrap people and stick them to the back wall. Ranged DPS needs to get them out or the group will be fail sauce. It also every so often does a massive AoE web wrap where everyone is grabbed. This isn't a big deal until after she enrages. Your tank can easily be spider food if you don't kill it fast enough after the enrage. The second quarter varies from group to group. The Plague Quarter is a popular choice. There are a lot of dead things here. The first boss is who I call the easy boss. You DPS him and ignore the ads until he teleports away, then you kill the ads. When he comes back you attack him again until he is dead. If you fail at this, you fail at life. Apparently. Anyways. The second boss is my favorite. Where else do you get to dance to kill a boss? This dude requires you to move around the room to avoid the splashes of acidic slime that want to kill you. If this is your first time, you will die. Get over it. My guildies took bets that I was going to die and I was like no. I died. The last boss looks like a giant turd. The only thing hard about this fight is that the healers can only heal 3 seconds out of every 10 or so. This gets annoying after a while. Spores also appear and DPS can kill them to get a damage bonus which is always happy day. The third quarter is the military quarter. There are a lot of death knights here. Don't think too hard why. You will be called a daffodil a lot for some reason. I think he just likes daffodils. The first boss requires the tanks to mind control the teacher guy's students and make them taunt and kill their teacher against their own will. So yeah, the tanks are kind of like Jedi for this boss and that's always cool. Healers will have to heal the students too, since if they die it is insta-wipe. The second boss requires everyone to be split up again. There is a live side and a dead side. I'll let you guess what you fight in which. This is another simple fight just killing everything around you. No brain DPS, everyone's favorite. Thank you Blizz. The last boss or should I say bosses are the 4 horsemen. Damn you, Baron, for coming back to taunt us more with your lack of mount. He will not drop it. This fight can be done several ways. An important thing to know is that they must stay in their different corners of the room or bad stuff will happen. Really bad stuff. Also, at least one person has to be with them or you will be like WTF what is going on? We are all dead. You also have to watch your marks and switch bosses when you have too many. That can also kill you. Construct is usually the last quarter completed in progression, since it is harder and the last boss is a complete and utter bitch to kill. Construct, as it sounds, is filled with all sorts of cut up and sewn back together monstrosities that make you hate life. The first boss is Patchwork. The weird thing about this fight is that the healers only heal the tanks. If a DPS gets hit, sad day, no heals for you, but there is no aggro table, so even that ambitious and threat-heavy warlock that dies every pull will dance and sing as he pew-pews away with no fear of aggro. Patchwork hatred strikes the player with the most HP. Hopefully they are your tanks. Patchwork also has an enrage timer. If DPS is filled with a bunch of noob cakes, Patchwork will, how can I say it? Fuck you up. Next is the dreaded Frogger. Lag is not your friend here. You run in between death goo, and if you touch it you will die. Instantly. Sometimes people say it is lag, when it is not. They are fail bots. Laugh at them and then move on. Fart Cloud Dude is the next boss. The tank will kite this boss around and he will lay down fart clouds as he goes. The stench will kill your character. Every few seconds he will throw a disease on a party member. Healers will be tempted to dispel this disease, but if you do everyone will die. So don't. The diseased player must run to the wall in an open spot between fart clouds and when the disease wears off they will drop their own fart cloud. I don't know what that guy ate. But I don't want any. The next boss is Poppy Face. You run down a long poison tube before jumping into his room, but healers resist healing once you land. Many a healer has died pulling thread upon entering Poppy Face's room. While the tanks toss Poppy Face back and forth, someone will also kite the zombie chow in the back. When the boss decimates, everyone will lose a shit ton of health and the zombie chow will walk to Poppy Face to feed him, healing him immensely. It is important that DPS goes wild and kills all of the zombie chow or you will be up against a constantly healing boss and that is never fun. The last boss is a nightmare. Thaddeus. The first part of the fight you split up into two groups and fight an undead version of Romeo and Juliet from Karazhan. They must die at the same time. Also the tanks get to have a lot of fun being flying back and forth between the two. I think I can see my house from here. When they both die, jump off the platform to the back. Thaddeus will come to life and prepare to die. If you have not done this before, you will be given a positive or negative charge. Generally left is negative and right is positive. You must be on the correct side or you will die and most likely take a few others with you. Your charge will change, so be sure to keep an eye on it. Thaddeus also has an enrage timer, so DPS must stay alive and actually do shit. Once you have downed all 4 quarters you can fight Saptharon. Saptharon is a huge sick-looking badass bone dragon or, if you would prefer, frostworm. He is the Lich King's bitch that you see in the cutscene. Cool, huh? Never thought you'd see that. Saptharon does constant damage over time, which can get a little strenuous on healers. Curses should be a #1 priority, since they heal him or something crazy like that. The first part of the fight, Saptharon is on the ground facing your tank and everyone else is on his side. Look out for blizzards, because they do a lot of damage. They always seem to follow me and they piss me off a lot. Don't go near the tail either, because it will knock you away. After a bit, he will fly into the air. Spread out from everyone and a few party members will be turned into ice blocks. Run behind them when Saptharon uses his Frost Blast or bye-bye. See you in the afterlife. If you die to a Frost Blast you are stupid. End of story. Saptharon will then land and you repeat until he is dead. The last boss in Naxx is KT. In the first stage, healers might as well fall asleep. It is boring for them. DPS have to kill the little skeleton, abomination, and banshee fuckers that approach. The second part is much more complicated. Everyone must spread out and melee must be crowded on each other. If possible, his frost bolt things, whatever they are called, should be interrupted, since they hurt everyone and are annoying. What is more annoying are his frost blasts. These hit a player and they will die in a few seconds, if a significant heal isn't cast on them. Sometimes I even get a heal on them and they still die. That is a sad panda. If you are a druid or shaman who can off-heal, you should try to save people too, because, unless everyone hates you, they would do the same thing for you. Everyone must keep a lookout on fissures as well. They will also kill you instantly. If you die to a fissure, go home you noob. After a while ads will appear and the off-tank needs to pick them up. It starts to get really crazy by the end and you will feel like crapping your pants your first time, but it is almost over. If people stay alive long enough, downing KT isn't the hardest thing in the world of Warcraft. Congratulations. Pick up your loot and come back next week.